Good day, everyone. So today we are going to continue what we have discussed on module number 5. So this part of the lesson is the sector and segment of a circle. So bago yon, tingnan ko lang. Mukhang hindi nakaano si ink, no? Mag-pause muna tayo. Okay. So the PowerPoint is ready. So we're going to deal with sector and segment of a circle. So for the next slide, you'll see two different illustrations. So I got the figure on letter B and C, which is originally from the three figures I presented. So ito si B and ito si C. As you can see, there is regions that are shaded. So pwedeng magkaroon ng region bounded by an angle or simply two radii. Like for example, the radii here is this segment PQ and segment OQ, dalawang radii, and we have an arc. It is bounded by two radii and an arc, so we call that a region or a sector. Okay, so meron tayong tinatawag na major region, or I mean major sector and minor sector. So from the previous discussions, you all know why we call it minor and why we call it major, right? So itong nasa baba, itong blue, we call it the major sector, I mean the minor sector, and itong naka-orange, yung naka-shade ng orange is what we call the major sector. And sa figure letter C, meron tayong segment, no? PQ. It is a chord. Now, this chord bounds a region together with an arc. So this is a chord, and there is an arc, arc P, arc Q, and it bounds this region. Yung naka-highlight or naka-shade ng blue. So we call that in circle, segment of a circle. Now, kung ito tawag natin ay sector, ito ang tawag natin ay segment. So meron din siyang minor segment and major segment. So major segment, yung naka-shade ng orange, and yung minor is yung naka-shade ng blue. So ano yung difference nila and yung similarity? So ang similarity lang sa kanila is they bound a region. Pero ang difference nilang dalawa is yung part of the circle that bounds it. So kapag sector of a circle, ang nagbabound sa kanya ay dalawang radii. So we have segment PO and segment OQ. Tapos merong isang arc, which is arc PQ. Okay, so that is a sector. While in segment of a circle, it is bounded by a chord. And that chord is chord PQ or segment PQ. And the arc is PQ. So ulitin ko, meron tayong tinatawag na minor sector and major sector. Meron din tayong tinatawag na minor segment and major segment. So pag minor, ayan po yung itsura niya na mas maliit kesa sa major. So alam niyo naman anong meaning pag minor and major. Okay, so let us proceed. Now we have here a line PQ, and it passes through the circle, then it creates a chord, no? And the chord is what we call chord PQ or segment PQ. Now PQ is a part of the circumference, or PRQ, which is the arc, and the RPRQ is called the minor arc, and PSQ is called the major arc. So if it is bounded by a minor arc, therefore, magiging minor sector and major sector siya, no? So dito, Balikan natin yung binanggit ko kanina na it is bounded by two radii and an arc. So kapag ang arc na nag-bound sa kanya ay minor arc, ang tawag natin sa kanya ay minor sector. Kapag ang nag-bound sa kanya na arc is major arc, therefore we call it major sector. Okay? Now, how about the segment? So, paano malalaman if it's minor or major segment? Kapag minor arc yung nagbabound, we call it minor segment. Kapag major arc yung nagbabound, bilugan din natin yan. Ang tawag naman natin ay major segment. So, itong mga to ay meron din tayo mga formula to solve it. Okay? So, hindi lang nagkasya kanina, pero dito sa mga page, no, pinagsama ko sila sa isang page ng PowerPoint, pero I will write it here para meron na kayong overview. Now, how do we get the area of sector? So, for us to get the area of a sector, wait lang, check ko lang if it's recording. Nagre-record. So, for us to get the area of a sector, yung formula natin is area of sector equals d pi r squared theta. May explain ko sa inyo what this theta means. Divided by 360 degrees. Okay? So, imagine that you have a pizza, no? Tapos, ito yung nakain mo dun sa pizza. Paano makuha yung area niyan? So, kailangan kunin mo kung ano yung angle niyan. Gaano ba kalaki yung buka niya? Gaano kalaki yung angle? So, that angle is what we represent as theta. Okay, yung theta na nakikita niyo dito is the measure of the angle. So, alam niyo naman na siguro what is pi. Pi is 3.14 and so on. While r is the radius and 360 is the measure of the whole circle. Intindihan? Pero syempre, hindi lang yun yung sinosolve natin. We are going to also solve for the length of the arc or the arc length. So, para ma-solve natin si arc length, meron din tayong formula. And our formula is arc length equals 2 pi r theta divided by 360 degrees. Okay, so that is for the arc length. Ano yung arc length? Gaano kahaba naman yung measure ng arc? Okay? Or yung kung yung angle ibibigay sa'yo, no? Madali lang siguro i-solve siya, pero this time, since we are dealing with sector of a circle, we're going to solve for, of course, the arc length. Gaano kahaba? No, hindi yung buka nung circle. Kasi kung buka ng circle lang yan, di ba, equal sila. No, kung ilan yung measure nung angle, let's say this is 120, therefore yung measure ng arc in degrees is 120 also. Pero this time, ang gagawin natin is we are going to look for the length, gaano kahaba yung haba ng arc na yun. And that will be different of course, in different circles. No, lalo na kung magkakaiba ng laki yung mga circles natin. Kaya hindi natin pwede sabihin na equal siya dun sa measure ng angle in degrees. Now, how about for the segment? Of course, we are going to also get the measure of that. Pero para makuha natin yon, remember na the only formula that we have is the formula for the sector. So actually, si segment ay galing din sa sector. Yun nga lang, meron din siya, nagkaroon lang siya ng chord, and at the same time, Yung chord na yon yung nagbabound dun sa tinatawag natin na segment. Minor segment man yan or major segment. Kaya lang, 'di ba? As you can see kanina sa figure natin, ayan, burahin lang natin yung mga nakasulat diyan. Meron tayong minor arc and major arc. Let's focus on the minor arc. If I continue with, or if I connect P and Q, kinonect ko silang dalawa. Diba nagkaroon na ako ng chord? Actually, pwede natin gamitin yung formula ni sector, no? But we have to first subtract ito. Ibabawas natin tong part na to na hindi isasama. Ito. Aalisin natin yan. Para ang maiiwan lang ay kung ano yung kailangan natin na measure. Kaya nga, yung formula ni segment actually is derived from the formula of the area of a sector. So, dinerive lang siya. Okay, para makuha yung measure no minor segment. Tinanggal at binawas sa kanya yung measure ng part na to, which is a triangle. So, binawas to para makuha natin yung measure ng minor segment. Okay. Let us proceed. Doon tayo sa formula ni minor segment. Yung formula ni minor segment, so area, hindi lang ni minor ha, pati ni major. Area of a segment dapat ang tawag. Area of a segment equals r squared divided by 2 times pi theta divided by 180 degrees minus sine theta. So you need to use a calculator for you to solve for the sine theta. No? Para hindi kayo mahirapan. Click nyo lang or tama. Click nyo lang yung button na sine, then lagay nyo 90. Kung 90 yung measure ng angle, kung 40, 40. Lagay nyo sine 40 and so on. Okay? So, para mas maintindihan niyo, we will have the, yan, ulit na naman yung ating illustration. We will have the definition ulit. No? Balikan lang natin na the region is bounded by an arc of a circle and 2 radii. Nabanggit ko na yan kanina. The segment of a circle is a region bounded by an arc and a segment joining its endpoints. So, yun lang ang difference nilang dalawa. So, ito yung formula. L stands for the arc length. AS stands for the area of a sector. Ito yan. No? Nilagay ko na lang area of a sector para mas madali. Theta means the degree or the measure of the arc. Okay, yung angle. Then R is the radius. Next, we also have the area of a segment. So, wala na dapat dyan si L eh. Nasama ko lang. Okay, let's proceed. Now, let us have number 1. The radius of a circle is 25 centimeter and subtended by a central angle of 60. And yung sinasabi ko sa inyo na if this is 60, therefore, the measure in degrees of the arc is 60 also. Pero we are not looking for the arc length. We are not looking for the degree, the measure of the arc in degree kapag arc length lang hinahanap. But we are looking for how long the arc is. Okay, so we are going to find the arc length and of course, the area of a sector. So let us try to look for the arc length first. Okay, so ano ba yung formula natin for arc length? Our formula for arc length is L or arc length is equal to 2 pi our theta divided by 360 degrees. So we have 2 times, let's use 3.14. That is the value of pi. And r is 25 times 60. Divided by 360 degrees. No? Okay, so from here, pwede tayo mag-cancel out. Ano yung ika-cancel out natin dyan? Diba? As you can see, si 360 and 60 are both divisible by 60. So this is 1. Ito ay 6. Ano pa yung pwedeng i-cancel out? Pwede pa tayo mag-cancel out. Si 2 and 6 both divisible by 2. So this is also 1. And this is 3. Right? So ano na lang i-multiply natin sa numerator? So numerator, we have 3.14 times 25. So 3.14 times 25 is, wala na bang natira dyan na ano? So we have 3.14 times 25 is 78.5 divided by 3. So 78.5 divided by 3. Para may mali sa calculator ko ano. Kasi nung dito ako sa kabilang calculator nag-solve, 13.40, 3.40 times 25 is, tama, pareho lang din. 157 divided by 2. So, doon na tayo sa 157 over 2. Sige. Pwede naman na yan. Pwede rin ganyan, or pwede din naman na 157 over 2 over 3. So, dito pwede na natin to kunin. Tapos divide na lang natin sa 3. Of course, we will get here 78.5 divided by 3 will get 26.17, and that is the arc length. Okay? So, pwede din, sabi ko nga sa inyo, ito yung gawin ninyo. Kasi baka ito yung lumabas sa calculator nyo. So, that means 157 over 2 times 1/3. So, that gives us 157 over 6, which is also equal to 26.70. So, dahil cm, yung measure dito, no? cm, so we can write it here, 26.17 cm. Okay, we got both the answer, but we have different solutions, no? Pwedeng dinivide na natin siya sa 2. So, 157, bago tayo nag-divide sa 3. Or pwede rin naman from a fraction, multiply natin siya sa reciprocal ng 3. That is how you get the arc length. Now, how about for the area of a sector? So, ulitin ko yung formula for the area of a sector. Area of a sector is equal to pi r squared theta divided by 360 degrees. So let's substitute the values. We'll get pi 3.14 times r squared, that's 25 squared, times theta, which is 60, divided by 360. Again, you have to cancel out para mas mababa yung value. Then 25 squared is, wait lang, let's use black. We have 3.14 times 625 divided by 6. All we need to do is to multiply 3.14 times 625. That gives us 1,962.5. We divide it to 6, and the area of a sector is equal to 327.03 centimeter squared. Okay, centimeter squared because we have here the area. Remember that the area is a square. No, pagka nakakuha na kayo ng area, meaning you multiply the dimensions. So you got cm squared as your answer. Okay, so area of a sector is 327.03 squared centimeter. Now, how about if you are asked to look for the measure or the area of the shaded region, right? So as you can see, we have here circle A. This circle A, meron siyang radius that measures 5 cm. Then, ang pinapahanap lang sa atin ay itong naka-shade ng red. Okay? Itong naka-shade ng red na to. Ngayon, it is a segment of a circle. Therefore, we will use the formula. Itong formula na to, again, is derived from the area of a sector. Okay? Pero kasi, we use here, we subtract here. We have to subtract this part of the region. No? So, para hindi na natin siya gagawin, na magsusubtract pa tayo and things like that, para mas mabilis, ang gagawin na natin is yung formula for the segment itself. So, area of a segment is equal to r squared divided by 2 times pi theta divided by 180 degrees minus sine theta. Ano ba yung mga given dyan? We have the r or the radius, 5 cm. Of course, theta is 3.14. Ano pa mga, pi is 3.14. Theta is 90. So let's substitute. We have 5 squared divided by 2 times 3.14 times 90 divided by 180 minus sine theta or sine 90. Substitute na natin yung mismong measure ng angle. We have here 25 divided by 2 times, what is 3.14? Ito muna. Cancel out natin to because they are both divisible by 90. Gamit tayo ng ibang color ng pen. Cancel this out. They are both divisible by 90. This is 1, this is 2. So we have 3.14 divided by 2 minus sine theta. Just click sine, then put the measure of the angle, and that is equal to 1. So gawin natin to. We have 25 divided by 2, that is 12.5 times 3.14 divided by 2 minus 1 is equal to 0.57. Therefore, the area of a segment is 12.5 times 0.57. And that is equal to 7.13 cm squared. Okay, so that is the area of the segment. So, ganun lang kadali for area of a segment and area of a sector. Meron pa bang susunod? Ayan, ito naman. We are going to look for the area of the shaded part, meaning the area of a sector, and the length of an arc. So, yung length ng arc, kunin natin. So, pagka-share na natin dito sa isang page, let us write the formula for the area of a sector. Area of a sector is equal to pi r squared theta divided by 360 degrees, while the arc length, or let's use L. L, arc length is equal to 2 pi r theta divided by 360 degrees. So, ano ba yung given? Let's write the given. Given, of course, alam na natin pi is equal to 3.14. Ano pang given? The angle or the theta is 120. And last is the radius. Radius is 8 centimeter. So let's substitute. Area of a sector is equal to pi 3.14 times 8 squared times 120 divided by 360. Sa length, we have 2 times 3.14 times 8 times 120 divided by 360. So let us start first with the sector. So dito, pwede tayo mag-cancel out, right? So 120 and 360 is both divisible by 120. So this is 3, this is 1. Next, 8 squared is 64. So that's 3.14 times 64 divided by 3. Let's solve that. 3.14 times 64 is 200.96 divided by 3. If you divide that to 3, you'll get 66.99. And that is the area of a sector. Meron ba siyang unit? Meron, centimeter. So that's cm squared. Next, how about for the length? Let us first, again, cancel out. So this is 3, this is 1. Meron pa ba na pwede cancel out? Wala na. So multiply na tayo for the numerator. Multiply na tayo. 2 times 3.14 times 8. That's 50.24. Divide that to 3. We have 16.75. And that is the length. 16.75 cm. So, gaano to kahaba? That's 16.75 cm. Okay? While yung area, yung buo, yung measure nitong region na to is 66.99 cm squared. Okay? Do we have another example? Ayan, wala na po. So that's it for our lesson about the sector. Ganun lang po siya kadali. All you have to do is to remember the formula and dapat maintindihan nyo kung ano yung nire-represent ng bawat formula. Okay? So that's it. You can now answer your assessment number 4 and at the same time your written test number 2. Okay, bye.